So Preston, one of your modules is titled the dynamic blend. What does that mean and why is that so important for a golfer?
Well, you hear people talk about, I've got some issues with my putting, my speed's no good, I'm just going to work on my speed. And that's probably fine. Or somebody says, my green reading's no good, I'm going to stand out here on the green, I'm going to work on detecting my slope for 2 hours straight. Or I missed a couple of short putts out there, I'm just going to grind away on my tee gate or my cup control exercise, and I'm just going to hammer away on that, wear some holes in the putting green by doing the same thing for 3 hours in a row. And frankly, that's not how putting works. The dynamic blend is the over-encompassing and probably the most important skill, which is taking my read, speed, and direction and doing all those things together when they're on the golf course.
Awesome. So what does the module include? How do you create an environment that encourages that?
Right, so we've had an opportunity where skills and exercises shouldn't focus on just one thing. While we have some that get people started for just improving their read, their speed, and their direction, it's about, okay, let's create an exercise that forces me to have good speed and good direction together, or challenges that I can score against, or whether it be my handicap level or tour performance, that's really going to engage me in using the whole putting process. And frankly, some of them are hard. We make them challenging because there should be this sense from the player that I've worked hard enough on this that when I have a putt that matters, I feel prepared for it. Yes, you're nervous. Yes, it's a putt to win a tournament, beat your friends in a match, whatever it might be. But we really think that the preparedness behind this is a lot more succinct and more efficient.
Absolutely. And that's completely in line with the GLT philosophy of practicing the total process. So a golf shot or a putt isn't just about one of those factors. It's about every single one of those factors synergizing. And my previous online course, I was fortunate enough to have Dr. Erickson, Dr. Anders Erickson of Florida State on, and he talked about how practice often isolates part of skill. And one of his things that all his research shows is the ability to practice so that you develop mental representations of what you're trying to achieve. So the way that you've structured this module, the tasks and games and challenges that golfers have to engage in, it forces them to go through the total process of hitting a putt. It doesn't just isolate one of these skills. And when you practice, if you practice with a purpose, which would be going through the total process of hitting a putt, you're more likely to retain the learnings and transfer those learnings onto the golf course, because you'll have mental reps, clear pictures in your mind of what you did in practice that you can then adapt on the golf course to lead to ultimately holing putts and higher performance.
Absolutely.
Cool. And I love the way that you've structured the course.
Thank you.
I love the way that you've got the read, speed, direction, and then you blend it all together.
Right.
It's a real solid way of structuring your putting course, and it's 100% in line with the GLT philosophy.